Two dudes reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the UglyMugsPodcast. I'm your host, Quincy.
And your other host, Justin.
And we're jazzed up. We're ready to go. We're going to do this. You slept. I didn't. It's a good night.
It's a good night. You got coffee. I got tea. We rolling.
I got compliments on my Star Wars shirt.
Twice.
Yeah, back to back.
Back to back.
I felt nice.
Yeah.
I was noticed. When you show this, I just realized this. I didn't realize what website you had pulled up.
Okay.
I don't want to advertise this company. So
Okay.
advertise the tea. Do not advertise this company.
Then I'm just going to do this.
That works. Thank you.
Okay.
We won't get into it. It's not exactly political, but it is shady shit going on for employees. Yeah, I'll tell you off there.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So today, my tea is a
winner.
A CI or a Kai pomegranate and blueberry green tea. And out of the package, it smelled distinctly like bubblegum.
Mm-hmm.
And tastes pretty good.
Does it taste like bubblegum?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. I can taste the pomegranate. The pomegranate kind of shines. The Akai SCI, however you pronounce it, kind of takes a back seat. Blueberries up there. I can taste the green tea. Pomegranate's front and center. But the ACI kind of says, I'm over here.
Do you remember when the ACI or whatever craze started?
That wasn't too long ago.
It was like mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Not quite the 2010s, but like mid to late
2008,
2000s.
we'll say.
Somewhere around there. I remember it was big. Like my mom and her boyfriend came home with like bottles of the shit because they were gonna start putting it in different drinks because this helps you burn weight.
It does.
It was like the concept. Like this is something you add to the stuff you're already drinking because one, it tastes good. Two, it helps you burn. So you're taking your already good smoothie and making it even better and stuff like that. It was a huge craze that hit. And when there were bowls, there were wraps, there were drinks, smoothies, all kinds of shit.
Right.
I remember it was fucking huge. I mean, it's still around and whatnot, but it was one of those ones that, you know, you have all these health fads that hit. It's one of those ones that always kind of stuck with me because like bottles of it came into my household.
There's a few health crazes that are kind of sticking around, like green coffee bean. That's still around. Cranberry is one of the big ones. Mm-hmm. There's one that's sticking. I can't recall, but yeah, no, the SCI kind of clings.
Yeah.
I liked it. There's a buy drink that has a CI in it, and it's one of my favorite drinks. It's just pricey. Mm-hmm. It's always $2.99 for a less than 60-ounce bottle. Nah.
And it's like it's not that that's pricey for a drink. The problem is it's pricey for that size.
Yeah,
especially doing a repeated thing. Like,
yeah.
I'm upset with my purchase today.
I know. I asked you to take a sip because I was like, you might need something else because
and I got something else. I've got a soda.
Yeah, a coworker of mine bought it and was a little curious about it and took a sip and was like, oh, I'm not gonna fit. He maybe did half of it before dumping it out.
What bothers me the most is this wasn't even the drink I wanted today.
Oh no,
I wanted the Coke coffee, but the store was out.
Oh no,
and so I had to go with something else. I was like, well, you know, I went with the Starbucks cold brew. It comes in a big glass bottle.
It's a nice package.
It's a nice bottle. Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? Like a really big version of the I'm spacing on them right now, but the pods that you in Dragon Ball that have like the houses.
Oh, oh god.
Yeah, we both just brain farted.
Oh
We're bad anime fans.
Oh my god. The Slump Capsule.
Is that what it's called?
Professor Slump's capsules.
Okay. But that's what it kind of looks like, doesn't it?
Kind of
like a big version.
Like a big version.
So yeah, it's the Starbucks cold brew, black unsweetened premium coffee drink. And I was like, well, black unsweetened, I can probably try it black and I'll add some coffee creamer and sugar. I'm going to try another taste.
Did you add the cream and sugar?
I didn't. Because I don't think it's going to save it.
No.
Right off the bat, I did not like the smell. I opened this oven.
You
made noise.
That's not good. And you said it smelled like meat.
Meat was the wrong word. It reminds me of the Folgers Instant that I tried.
Okay.
It has like a bouillon-y smell. It smells like bouillon cubes.
Bouillon.
Yeah, like beef bouillon, which is where my mind went to meat.
Okay.
And
I mean, that makes sense.
I don't like it.
Okay.
But we're going to give it another taste.
Another sip. Take a fucking sip, babe. No.
It tastes like it smells.
Ass.
I don't like it. So I've got a soda.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my throat going dry. I need something to drink. Hopefully it's not bubbling too loudly.
Yeah, or we don't belch on mic. I'm more yelling that at myself because
Why did you just say that while I had it in my mouth?
because when I was streaming last night and then 3 nights prior, I've been doing Pokemon, and I've been doing pretty good with it. You know, Pokemon. I'm almost done. It's not as long as a game as all the other ones because this one kind of speeds you along because it gives you the auto XP toward everyone, and you know it spreads out the experience so that we're not sitting there grinding.
Yeah, but you gotta catch them all.
You're right. I do have plans on working the Pokedex and all that. I'm like, cool. The other thing is, I drink sodas when I'm streaming, and when it hits the bottom of my stomach, it just comes out. There's no stopping it. Yeah. There's no me hitting the mute button. I belch. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize for it.
Since there's already a latency between what you say and when it hits stream, like there's a slight delay. There should be a program that listens to your mic, like it feeds through that, and then and covers the burp.
I mean,
it could also cover like trigger words. Like you give trigger words so that if
I don't think it would be able to find a noise because then it would mute me half the time just from speaking.
Yeah.
Unless it hits a very specific noise threshold, but I would have to get up close to get that threshold.
Oh, how about the like erase concept that there is for radio? So radio's on like only a couple second delay, and they have a button that they basically hover over for when people curse, and they hit that button, and it basically just eats up the last couple seconds, just cuts it out.
I don't think Twitch streaming could. I actually don't know.
Because it doesn't have to be something on Twitch's end. It would actually be the software that's taking you to Twitch.
Yeah.
It would be a before it reaches Twitch type of thing.
Right.
And it's like on a soundboard. Just have a button that you whack. You know, when you belch, fart, sneeze, say like personal information out that you don't mean to. Like if someone like asks you your phone number and you're not, monkey brain ain't working, and you just spout it out and go, oh crap! I just said my phone number on stream. Which, by the way, his phone number is 123.
123. That's it.
111. But you have to use country code 666.
The mark of the beast.
But I'm just saying, like it'd be like an interesting.
It would. It's just I worry about where its threshold is.
Yeah. I'm thinking instead of it being like a sensor thing, you're right. You know, then starts every time it hears a loud noise, it thinks it's a burp. It would be something you press.
Yeah. Okay.
2 seconds to be like, didn't mean to do that. Have it like right by your keyboard, just
Yeah.
Or program a button on the keyboard that you hit in it.
But which one would be more like? Would it be cut audio or would it be the sensor beep?
It'd probably be cut.
Okay.
Because the sensor beeps can be real annoying.
They are.
And don't always cover enough. So it would probably cut the last like 10 seconds or something.
I mean, putting it right here would also be like a quick idea. It's between us both, and
big red button
that says "oh fuck."
Yeah, and every time you talk, I just hit it.
That's fine.
And everyone's like, "We can't hear Justin." I'm like, "I know."
You're just holding it down.
It's an interesting concept. I don't know enough about computer programs to do that yet.
He's listening to a couple podcasts.
Yeah, I listen to all kinds of podcasts. My hair is very feathery today.
Yeah, I was about to make mention. You got this ducktail thing going on in the back of the...
I showered before bed, which I never do. I shower in the mornings.
Yeah.
And then I shower when I get home from work. I don't ever actually shower before bed, but I did last night because I was like, I feel kind of... I want to take a shower. It helps me sleep. But then this happens. I wake up looking like a mad scientist. It's like out to here. It is somehow defying gravity, despite no product.
Okay.
Lauren's very jealous of my hair. Most women are jealous of my hair because it's very thick and lively, and I fucking hate that it...
I'm probably going to be balding in about like 6 years, so I don't really care. I can say I'm jealous, but...
We get you a toupee. Okay, fine, I'll get you a wig. Curls coming down to here. We'll make it pink. See, I know how to sell it to you. All right, so back to my drink. So it's the Starbucks cold brew, and it's just not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. I will never buy this again. It was like fucking $3 and some change.
That's the other thing I've noticed. This is smaller than a Frappuccino.
It is.
Frappuccinos are usually on sale or cheaper.
Yeah, and those have extra stuff in them.
Right. So what makes the cold brew? It says premium coffee. How premium is this if it's going to be bad for both you and my coworker?
Yeah.
Like, there's no good here. And the cold brew you made yourself was 10 times better than this.
And it wasn't even... Well, I mean, the Geek Grind one was meant for it. But, like, I've done cold brews with Folgers that were better than this. And Folgers isn't meant to be a cold brew unless you buy the actual cold brew one. So it says super smooth cold brew coffee that we started with a premium blend of beans, specially selected to brew without heat, creating a taste that's smooth and super... with subtle cocoa notes and balanced flavors. I don't get any of that.
No. Also, better a mad scientist than Krusty the Clown, says Socks.
Did you see the other comment? If we butt trumpet, they're leaving.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's also 15 calories, 1 gram of protein.
Nice fucking models. Burn.
472 milligrams of potassium. Yeah, fuck that.
Oh,
I'm not drinking it. It's crap. So
yeah.
Other people in the chat are saying the cold brew from Starbucks is gross. I've never done a cold brew from Starbucks before. I mean, I've done like the frappuccinos that come in the glass containers.
That are yeah. I mean, you've had even their cold coffees.
Yeah, like frappuccinos and stuff like that.
But nothing that is straight cold brew from them.
I want to try the nitro brew.
I've heard nitro is actually not bad. You just have to be you have to get it like when it's been canned. Mm-hmm. If you get it,
well, they have it on tap at the stores now.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm curious about that, considering because what it is it's contents under pressure. Mm-hmm. If that pressure has been left for a while, it doesn't lose pressure, but it's been under that pressure for so long that I think it makes it worse.
Maybe going first thing in the morning. Get it when they first open. He's chugging his drink. Yeah,
I'm actually enjoying that. It does kind of have that bubblegummy kind of taste to it. I like it a lot. All right, on to the last week's movie.
If it tastes like beef, is it just soup in a cup? Where do we draw the line at? What
Coffee is a soup. Okay. Coffee is a soup.
Okay.
You got to figure
the ocean's a soup.
Yeah.
Especially with global warming.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's a cold soup.
So when we get in the pool, does that make people soup?
Yes. It doesn't make it right? No. But last week's movies.
Yeah, last week's movies.
First one was A History of Violence. Viggo
Mortensen. And funny enough, the same composer that worked on Lord of the Rings. So you and Lauren are sitting here making Hobbit jokes, and I'm like, I'm gonna look it up, and I look it up. I'm like, holy crap! That's because it's the same guy.
Yeah, and
I almost drink that.
Like it was, we literally heard you're just getting it out of there.
Yeah, because I already almost drank it once, and I don't want
to. Okay. One of the main songs from The Hobbit. I can't recall the title of it.
Regarding Hobbits.
Regarding Hobbits. Thank you. And we were like, it sounds just like it.
Yeah.
And we were like, is this before? And we were like thinking about it.
Oh, concerning Hobbits.
That's it. Also, hi, Lauren.
Hey. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Hi, welcome.
And so we listened to it, and we're both clicking pieces and pieces. He did check it, and we were like, Jesus, that's great.
Oh, hold on. Let's give Jess a second. This is her first time watching a Twitch stream. There's a delay, so by the time we see what you've said and we've responded, So she's sitting here trying to tell us the song over and over again, and she's hearing that we're not listening to her. But the problem is, we've seen it. We heard what you said. It's just got to catch up.
12. I think it's a less than 12-second delay.
It feels so long sometimes. Like as a watcher, like I've been watching it, I'm like, this seems like a really long delay.
It does. It can. I mean, 10 seconds is long enough, but 12 seconds is when we stream over to the middle ground, and then from the middle ground, the servers, over to you guys. So that's actually pretty good. There is a lesser delay if we have a higher bit rate, but oh boy, is it going to be taxing on our quality.
Well, and my other thing is I get, that there's delay just because of how the internet works.
Yeah.
But why is it such a high delay if there is no usable process, like what we were talking about with the button? Like,
yeah, because you got to figure the server's got to get it out to the world.
I guess, yeah.
So you got to kind of lean in and go from here to there. Because last night I did no latency because I have the ability to do so.
If I keep getting charged, I'm going to charge for internet. I may just see what Starlink's like.
I mean, you could pay an extra $50, unlimited internet, boom. You don't even have to worry about it.
It's the whole thing with the internet company.
I know.
I got my gas bill. They're charging me more than what my gas is just to send it to me. Get that shit. Sorry. Yeah, concerning Hobbits.
We heard it and we locked it down, and then we watched the movie regularly.
Yeah.
Viggo is a pretty broad actor.
I love him.
Yeah, I was very drawn back on how well he did in this movie. Just because, I've only seen him in like 5 movies total, give or take. And of course, 3 of which were the Lord of the Rings.
And he's referenced at the end of the 3rd Hobbit film. He's not in it, but they reference him.
Yes. And this is a good take for him. A little strange as far as story-wise, because it goes calm action, calm action, calm action. Okay. A little bit of tension in the middle, and then a few very odd scenes between him and his wife.
Well, I think the calm action is kind of showing the internal struggle where he's trying to have the calm and whatnot.
Yes.
And the action and the violence is only happening when it's truly brought out.
Right.
As for with the scenes between him and his wife, I think it was one showing how it was trying to show us the relationship before the big stuff goes down, and then the relationship after the big stuff goes down, and how different things get because of certain realizations. But now watching this, would you have ever guessed it was based off of a graphic novel comic?
Yeah. There was a few scenes that I could see was taken from it.
Is it mostly like the damaging scenes, like when he like breaks someone's face in or something like that? Because I feel like the reason why those look so good is, one, it's Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Body horror or genius. But 2, being able to look at an image of what happened to someone and then replicating it is a lot different than going, and then he hits them in the nose repeatedly. I mean, think about when Bruce Willis kills a guy in The Last Boy Scout by headbutting him in the nose versus Viggo doing it with his palm. It's 2 very different outcomes, and I think it's the artwork from the comic inspired the visuals of the movie.
Right. And odd, I guess, is the wrong word to use. It's very jarring. No, it's not even that. It's just, it's interesting. That's the best way of putting it. It's interesting, but on a lesser note. And I also didn't really... I find it very odd on how quick the movie was to just hit the end. Like, there was no aftermath. It just was, here's what he did. Okay, we're done. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
A bit strange on that, but overall, the movie was pretty good. Throw it in 8s.
I don't want to give too many spoilers, but screw it. Spoilers. What else would you show in that? Seriously, spoilers. Because I feel like, if they don't just end it there, then we just sit there and watch him and his wife try to rebuild their relationship. And after a while, it's like, it's going to get boring to watch,
Right.
Because he's now ended all the shit. Like, nothing else is going to happen.
Right. It's Roadhouse. There's no conflict now.
Yeah. The conflict's taken care of, so end the story.
Right.
So, 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 87 from Rotten, 81 from Metacritic, 86 from Google users. Everyone's pretty close. IMDb's a little low. What are you thinking?
But I said about 8. 8 out of 10. I'm very stern on it. 76 on audience. I did enjoy this movie. It was very entertaining. It was very fine. It didn't do anything wrong. Just a guy wanting to live a normal life and got pulled back into a life that he didn't want to.
We've go back up just a little bit for me, right there. We've accidentally been doing a lot of Maria Bello movies lately.
Yes, we have.
A complete accident. She keeps showing up in our films, and it's been a nice connection. She was in Assault on Precinct 13, which we just watched for the new year.
Oh god, she was in Max Steel.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, it's been an accidental repeatedly doing her films thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good actress. I like her.
Oh yeah.
You can go back to the reviews now if you wanted. I was just wanted to point that out. I'm probably gonna put it in the 80s as well. I haven't actually read the comic, and reading the comic and comparing the two might actually help me push it into the 90s. Because then I have respect for adaptation, depending on how well it was how well the adaptation actually is.
Fair
It's
enough.
like one of those things where it's like I got super excited for Watchmen because it was gonna be the word for word comic book movie. Holy crap! And I sat down and watched it. I'm like, it's word for word,
but it's too much of the word for word.
No, that was fine. It was severely over sexualized, and then they ruin it at the end by changing the most important thing, and I just kind of
meh.
I
mean, hopefully, TV show is already out and about, right?
Yeah, but the TV show is like a aftermath type of thing, but not aftermath of the movie, aftermath of the comic. They don't want anything to do with the movie.
Gotcha. Okay, just want to make sure.
So.
Also, Lauren says in chat, everyone forgot about that movie. Yeah, Real
Max
Steel.
Steel.
Yeah.
Max Steel, not Real Steel.
Was it Max Steel?
Yeah.
Oh. Just double check. My brain went to...
Max Steel. Real Steel is the robot fighting movie.
Yeah.
Max Steel is the one based off the cartoon that looks nothing like the cartoon.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a cartoon.
I had high hopes when I heard they were making a Max Steel movie, and then I saw that and I went, that's what it is.
I don't know. Went over my head. Let me tell you about the dude.
But so you weren't upset that we watched this one. This is one of those ones where at the end of the day you're happy you saw the movie.
Yeah,
and
sure.
that's a big thing.
Yeah. Would I see it again?
I was about to ask, would you watch it again?
I mean, if it's around.
You're not gonna go out of your way to see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Second movie we did.
Second movie I did. This is probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the last, I'll say like 7 movie night. Yeah, we'll go maybe a little bit further back, but that I can recall right now. This is probably one of my favorites.
Okay, you really like it.
I really liked it. I got absorbed in. The beginning was a little rough because I was like, it kind of throws you in a little, but when you start understanding, who's who, why's who there, why are they doing this at this time, like for the funeral, and then for the driving over scene, it was a little shaky because I was like, I don't know these characters. I don't know why they're doing this. And then after Hanks kind of lets the kids go with their
not actually related.
Yeah,
he's the mob boss.
Yeah,
basically.
He's the mob boss. And then after that scene, he was like, okay, well, I'm going to go handle that thing of what you told me to do. I'm going to go do that. Kid slips away into the vehicle, and the story just truly begins.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone in this movie, amazing.
Acted their asses off.
Oh, yeah.
Great. I want to say great sets because at no point do I feel like I'm looking at a set.
Yeah, no.
It feels like it was filmed in its time somehow.
Yeah, from, what was it, Michigan?
I don't remember.
Detroit?
I don't remember. It doesn't look like any of this. Yeah, probably Michigan.
Partition, Michigan.
Yeah, Partition, Michigan. So yeah, probably. But yeah, the sets work, the cars work, the weapons work, the clothing works.
Oh yeah, everything.
The talk works.
Yeah, everything was perfect. The only thing that I felt was a little strange was the fact that they threw Capone in there, and that only for that one thing though. Like there was no like major arc of Capone. It was
There's a bit of a reason though.
Okay.
So this is based off a comic, based off a graphic novel.
Yes.
Which is based off a true story.
Yes.
So Capone technically would have been involved because he was one of the big mob bosses.
Right.
So it was just kind of more, I think, to make it feel like it was something that actually happened, which it did. Just not exactly how this went down, but it did happen. So I think the addition of Capone is let's make this feel like it was real world because everybody knows Capone.
Right.
Type of thing.
Right. It's just that was the only thing we got was that one scene of what Capone had. Mm-hmm. And it was just like just shrug. That was it. Just the one mention.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. That was it. I would give this a stern 9. I wouldn't give it a 10 on 10. Because I'm actually thinking about it. I might actually throw it up into 10 on 10. Maybe like a 95.
I was gonna say I think that might be your first 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll throw it at a 95.
95?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sad that no one else thinks this way.
Yeah, 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 81 from Rotten, 4 out of 5 on Real Views, and 89 from the Google users, and Google users being the highest there. I think they're always high. If I remember correctly, this won an Oscar, 86 from the audience. I'm gonna put it in the 90s as well. I love this movie.
Yeah, very strong scenes. As I said, the actors were amazing. You Jude Law, come on.
Yeah, Paul Newman, Jude Law, Tom Hanks, Stanley Tucci, Daniel Craig. I mean, they all killed it. And Jennifer Jason Leigh. Do me a favor, go back and pull up the IMDb. I want to see. I swear this won an Oscar, and I just can't remember what it was.
Awards. Oh, one Oscar.
Yeah, there we go.
Awards.
So I was right.
Best cinematography,
Yeah.
which we just talked about.
It's pretty film.
But then nominee for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Best Art Direction, Best Sound Editing, and Best Music.
Yeah. Now, what did you think of the ending? We won't.
No,
we'll
I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil
big
it.
ending, but how did you feel about that?
So the ending of this movie was very strong, and it had the full loop of what happens in the beginning, cycle all the way back at the very end, and it even mentions the one of the first lines that was said in that movie, which was it was a throwaway line, but it came back to it. It made me remember that was a line that was said at the beginning.
I think it buttons it up nicely to suggest that it really is a father-son story.
Yes.
And more so about, the fears of like a son being like a father, or a father, like whether the son's the one with the fears or the father being the one with the fears. But so I love it. I think it's great. I put it in the 90s. I don't know why critics and users are so down on it, but so tonight, after a heavier movie night, tonight we're doing comedies. We're doing Mel Brooks comedies, actually.
More Mel Brooks.
Yes.
Yes.
So, as I slam my phone into the table.
Do it.
So we're gonna do Robin Hood Men in Tights.
We're men in tights.
I love that you know that.
That's it.
And I don't know if you know that because you've seen it, or if it's because I won't shut up about it.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, Robin Hood Men in Tights. Mel Brooks, Carrie Elwes. And I think this is probably my second favorite Mel Brooks thing, because the first would be Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think it goes Men in Tights, then Spaceballs. Spaceballs and Men in Tights kind of bump heads there. And then we're doing High Anxiety, which I still don't know if I've seen, so I'm gonna go with no, I haven't seen. High Anxiety is essentially him spoofing a bunch of Hitchcock films, Vertigo, Birds, Psycho, those being the big ones. And he always did well with the spoofs, and they're both technically spoofs. But it'll be a nice comedy night after a heavier night last week.
All right.
And then I don't know if we'll do it. Hopefully next week we'll do what I was talking about last week doing this week, but damn, DVD still hasn't showed up. I had to order a DVD. It's only coming from Mesa, and it still hasn't shown up. So hopefully next week we'll have those. And then at some point we're going to do a Wes Craven night. Me and Lauren did some Wes Craven movies the other day. And one of them was absolutely phenomenal. Another one I grew up around. So we'll eventually do those too.
You got a question in chat?
Where's Dracula Done Loving It on that list? It would be the next. Like, it would right around Spaceballs and Men in Tights. It would be top 5.
I got some.
Blazing Saddles would probably.
Blazing Saddles is up there for me.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles would probably be number 5 out of the 1 through 5. Either that or, let me think. So go Young Frankenstein, Men in Tights, Spaceballs.
Let me make this easier for both of us.
Dracula Done Loving It, and then I'll put Blazing Saddles at 5. Look, there's Anxiety. Yeah, the producers doesn't make it high for me. I don't even remember robots. I mean, him having anything to do with robots, I should say. History of the World is lower. So I think top 5, it's going to go Young Frankenstein, Men in Tights, Spaceballs, Dracula Dead and Loving It, and then it would be Blazing Saddles after that. Now, I find it interesting, though. They have Elephant Man on here. His, one serious film. So we'll have to do that at some point. Have you ever seen The Elephant Man?
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah, it's like Mel Brooks' one serious film.
Mm.
And it's based off the guy that had the condition that, He was deformed and whatnot.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting. All right. Let's get into some news.
Right on. I mean, close out
all
everything.
these extra tabs that we got.
Instead of news, how about we talk about something a little bit more...
Well, you know what? Before we do that,
Whoa.
I had crap coffee today.
Yes.
So let's talk about good coffee.
Yes.
Those guys above you.
Yeah, above me.
There you go. Geek Grind. So I can't really say more than they've got it all. Oh my god.
Okay, I checked it this morning. That wasn't there.
Okay.
Fuck out of here and go to the Mega Gay Zone.
Coming soon, Jim Henson's Labyrinth, the Goblin King Elixir, Jareth's Roast. Our delicious coffees after that. But can you click on this and see what was that?
That's the Geek Grind coffee thing.
Okay. I was like, hey, do I have a tumor?
And it's going to be released by the end of this month.
Nope, chat's going nuts.
Yep.
All right, so well, we may have just found our next order. Big zoom.
Big zoom. Do you want a story? Okay. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful young girl whose stepmother always made her stay home with the baby. And the baby was a spoiled child, and he wanted everything for himself. And the young girl was practically a slave.
Goblin King, Goblin King.
Yeah. Say your right words, the goblin said, and we'll take the baby to the Goblin City, and you will be free.
So the chat's asking important questions. Does the bag have a close-up of Bowie's crotch? I don't think it does. It looks like it's just his face.
Yeah, just his face.
Yeah.
But by proxy, you can imagine it's there.
Yeah, I can imagine it's there. I've seen it enough times. So going back out of the photos, I want to see what kind of roast this is.
Oh, I was actually, it's on the back too.
Oh, is it on the back?
Yeah. Medium dark roast reveals the subtle notes of rich chocolate hazelnut and ends with a soft, crisp citrus fruit.
I'm being yelled at to order it ASAP.
All right. I would actually like to try this too.
For all the Henson fans, all the Bowie crotch fans, all the Goblin fans, Goblin this, not Goblin the music, but I mean Goblin music too. If that's what you're into.
Dense, magic, dense.
So coming February 28th, 2021. Pre-order it now. They've got the 12-ounce bag for $15.99, and do they have the big bag?
Bad news. Can't order.
Oh, you can't order it now. They're not doing pre-orders?
No.
Oh.
Click here and we'll email you when it's available.
Interesting. Well, do that. But they do have the 5-pound bag. What was the price on the 5-pound? You switched too quickly.
Sorry.
$69.99.
That's not bad. That's actually not bad. Crotchachino.
Oh, Crotchachino.
That's actually funny. But I what a staggering
that
message.
blew me away. I didn't see that coming.
But remember to use our coupon code JUSTH20 JUSTH20 at the checkout when this does become available to get 20% off this order.
Yeah.
So that $69.99 becomes 55.
Less.
Yeah, it becomes 55.
It becomes less. I'm not mathing today.
I'll math. I always math.
You math all you want.
Bulge brew.
Oh dear Lord, stop.
But wow, what a out of left field.
So I was just gonna talk about the fact that I had a garbage cold brew today, and they've got a good cold brew that I want more of, and will actually become my regular cold brew for my cold brew maker. But holy crap, that came out of nowhere.
That did.
And also, if you've already used our code but still want to support the show, make sure you grab our Geek Grind link in the description.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes.
All right. Now we can move on.
Let me bring this all the way over here so that way I don't close that up. Bam.
Yeah.
So humble
Now
choice,
those guys.
Humble choice. Yes, on Quincey's side.
Ow, my elbow popped. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard something. Okay. So we haven't really talked about Humble Bundle lately.
Yeah, we didn't intentionally give it a break. Just nothing blew us away.
Yeah. Last month was okay. It had 2 games, and I was just like, if people want to support it, they'll support it. Mm-hmm. This one. Straight out the gate, outward, a great little nice Western RPG style game that has something that is very uncommon for Western RPGs. And this was what confused you. It has fucking split screen.
Yeah, split screen on RPG, and my immediate thought was, get off my system, get your own.
Yeah. Valkyria Chronicles, I remember playing it back in the PS3 days. I didn't know there was a 4th one. That's a
really quick. Back to the split screen.
Oh yes.
I guess it works if you have kids. And they both want to play at the same time, and you can't afford 2 systems. You just do the one.
Yeah.
Split screen in.
Yeah. Plug 2 controllers in. That works.
Yeah. I was always the one that unplugged my brother's controller and was like, "Yeah, you're playing." Yeah, no, you're doing great.
He doesn't listen to the cast, does he?
I hope not.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I can still take him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Bring it.
But yeah, Outward is an interesting title that has split screen. It does have online, of course, and it even comes with the new expansion that just dropped, which is even more amazing. So you're getting a $40 game with a $25 expansion for $20.
How pissed would? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, and that's just one of all 12 games that you're going to be getting.
Yeah. How pissed would you be if you go to play online and it forces you to split screen with a person online?
I'd
be like, what is this?
It wouldn't matter.
Why is this happening?
I'm used to playing Jackbox, where everybody has to share the same screen.
Yeah.
Valkyria Chronicles, I remember playing the first 2 games. I didn't even know it made it up to 4, but Valkyria Chronicles is a great tactics-style RPG game. Very realistic to what could have potentially happened in World War II with a little bit more mecha vibes. A few very interesting titles. I did like the story of Valkyria Chronicles 1. 2 was a little rough, but I'm curious to see how far gone. Endless Space 2, a great little strategy space game. I love the visuals of it. It's very thinky, so you got to make sure you're on point with what you're doing. Moving Out, a cute game that
stuff like balancing and stuff, right?
Yeah, you got to kind of take things out of a house and throw it into the back of a van, kind of thing.
I think that one's actually available on Xbox Game Pass. Or it was for a bit. It may not be anymore.
I don't think it's this one in particular. I think it's the other one. The one that you're playing as animals.
I'm double checking right now.
Yeah.
Continue with the list.
Train 4. I heard Train 3 released not too long ago, so I'm surprised this one popped out. I'll give it a shot. The Wild 8. Never heard of that one. Most of these I haven't heard of, but I did look up.
No, it's Moving Out. From Team 17. It's Moving Out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that one. It's on Game Pass for both PC and it's on and for PC and console.
Nice. Train Station Renovation. It seems like another simulator. Valfaris. I looked this one up. It looks like a nice little pixelated beat 'em up with rock elements. I wanted to turn on the music, but you were telling me a story, so I was like, "Oh, wait,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's not like we're doing a podcast or anything, but it's fine." So one of our later stories has something tied to this called Werewolf the Apocalypse.
This is digital board game?
This is the digital story type board game that has a character sheet and all that, and you go through. This one I would recommend more than the one we're going to talk about later. And the art style alone drew me into it, so I'll give that one a shot. Lovecraft's Untold Stories, another story tile-ish game where you kind of connect the tiles together and make a story of your own.
And you lose your sanity.
Well, what little sanity you had. Iris, Fair. I've heard of a while back, and Boomerang Fu seems like a Fruit Ninja style game. I haven't really checked it out, but
that avocado is getting wrecked.
Yeah.
Socks pointed out, have you ever seen those videos where the parents have had to like tape sheets and stuff to the screens to prevent fights over screen watching? So we never did that. We fought. We just never did anything to prevent it. But I have seen people have gotten crafty with like bits of cardboard and stuff like that.
Really cool. Kid has like a blanket taped to the sides, and he's on the bottom screen, so he has the blanket wrapped around him. And I'm like, that's kind of cute, but at the same time, that's really fucking your eyes.
Yeah, it's clever. But yeah, if you are interested in any of these games or any of the other Humble stuff, we're going to check out here in just a minute.
Links in description.
Yeah, go for it. So,
second part. So this one is 5e Dungeon Extravaganza.
So 5e meaning 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons? Or is
That's correct.
Okay.
And it even features, for $1, one of my favorite places, the Great Citadel. Everything that's been brought up from like 3.5 to 5 has had a really rough time coming up, such as what do they call it? Tales from the Yawning Portal. There's been a few that were brought up that's been a really rough time.
And this kind of fixes that?
Well, I'm sure. I haven't read it, of course.
I'm sorry. The artwork on the Hanged Man is just hilarious to me.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why. Just
this is art. No, but I love anything that gives me maps.
That's you.
That's me.
Whatever.
But, okay.
So, you got some map sets in here. You got a couple different storylines.
Yeah, and I I've always been a fan of supporting independents, such as with like DM's Guild or Cobalt Press or any of the smaller styles.
Who liked Cobalt enough to make a website about it?
I like Cobalt.
That much?
Yeah.
I don't hate them, but I don't ever go, you know what, my mascot's gonna be a Cobalt.
There's a TikToker that has a Cobalt that wants to do nothing but become a Bard's Apprentice. And he's a little nerd that got bottle cap glasses. Okay. And I think they're gender neutral. They have that pulled back nerd voice. The I can't quite emulate it because I have such a deep voice. Well, yeah, like, how you doing? The Butters voice.
I gotcha.
But the maximum price is $15 for everything, and it supports the charity of Navy Marine Corps.
Relief Society.
Relief Society.
You're not just giving money to the Marine Corps.
Give them the money.
And then with the humble choice, it's whatever
you choose.
Charity you've chosen.
Yes.
Next on the humble bundles, then we'll get into some news.
Yes. Tabletop Together. We were just talking about tabletop games. This one adds a little bit more, such as Pandemic. What a time to have that board game out and about. But
yeah, I was playing it on Game Pass, and then the pandemic hit, and I went, "This feels weird now."
Yeah, it does feel weird.
This feels odd.
Small World, Love Letter. These seem like a little bit more of.
I mean, they're a buck.
Then when you get $9.70, you get one of my favorite tabletop style games, A Ticket to Ride.
So I never played this, and it was on Game Pass for a while. And I don't think it is anymore. Is this actually fun?
I liked it.
Okay.
Splendor, I've heard a little bit about. It's
it's that fake sugar you put in your coffee.
Yes. And then you get another expansion for Pandemic.
No, tell them what Splendor is.
Splendor is basically trading. How do you want to do it? Like, as far as, do you want to steal some things to sell that stolen goods? Do you want to do this? Do you want to be opportunistic to gain someone's trust but backstab them later on? It adds a little bit more of how do you want to run a merchant?
D&D has conditioned me too much. You said, how do you want to do it? Immediately I was like, okay, so I take the axe.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, you can kill him. Who gives a shit? All right, have a good night, Lauren.
Bye.
See you in a couple hours.
Love you too.
Game of Thrones has a board game.
Game of Thrones has a couple different things.
Yeah, it's 30% off coupon for a Game of Thrones board game.
I mean,
it saves you money, I guess. Then we go over to $10, where you get the Lord of the Rings adventure card game.
This is currently on Game Pass.
The Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Blood Rage digital edition, which I don't know anything about, but it looked really cool. When I saw this, I was like, that looks kind of cute. Here, hold on. Let me mute that. Let's take. Oh, look at these
little minis.
Yeah, I like the minis. I actually have no problem with this. This seems like some flavor of fun. Where you lead a proud Viking clan to their final fight and the rite of passage to Valhalla.
Ooh, look at the
okay
elements in the back.
Okay, I could fuck with this, and that's only what, $10?
It's shiny and chrome. Yeah,
shiny and chrome. Then you get one more little bit for Ticket to Ride. I have no problem with this bundle. I just wanted to mention it. Yeah. Remember, use the link in the description to pop into it. And...
what charity is it for?
Oh, right. Gameheads.
Hey, I just donated to them.
And it also helps out St. Jude's Hospital.
Gameheads is available on the Xbox rewards for Game Pass and stuff like that, so I donated some points to them.
Right. Okay, cool. And
Xbox is matching the points you donate over the next couple of days.
Oh, right on. But yeah, St. Jude's, always helpful. I might throw a $10 to actually have Ticket to Ride, because I had it through something, and then I lost either the sign in for it, or I just never popped into it enough, and it kind of deactivated itself, and I don't remember where it was, because it wasn't on Steam. I don't have this on Steam, so good to have it on it.
Interesting. Alrighty.
And now to go into the news. Boom.
Blizzard. What did I have for Blizzard? I had Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard. Blizzard?
Blizzard.
Blizzard.
Alright, Blizzard. They always piss us off, right?
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes you just have to have a phone.
Because, I mean, yeah. Like, they're what's it called for Overwatch? Chinese New Year event's going to be popping up soon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool, but do I care?
This isn't really a pissed off situation. It's just another one of those situations of you gave information too soon. So they've confirmed that Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4's release date. There are no release dates, actually, I should say. They've confirmed that there's no release dates. They did BlizzCon online. BlizzConline.
I don't like that.
They got rid of the con part and just put online behind it. So it's BLIZZC, capital C, ONLINE. BlizzConline.
I don't like that. Just BlizzCon online. That
yeah,
makes
so,
it flows much more easier.
Well, I guess they didn't do it yet. The BlizzConline's 2021 is coming up. But they've already touched on the fact when they did their earnings call on Thursday that neither Overwatch 2 or Diablo 4 will be released in 2021. And they're not even giving a release window. They won't even confirm 2022. So, I mean, yay, don't tell us something's ready when it's not, because then you end up with Cyberpunk.
But then again, you've been working on this for how long?
I mean, and then also
you've got 4 studios.
No, remember they just bought another one.
I'm talking 4 studios that are actively working on this thing.
Yeah,
I don't know about the 5th.
The one we covered it last week. They're going to be doing support stuff, but they're also doing the remakes of Diablo 2.
That I would be much more expectant of, but is that going to be released next year?
No, I mean, they just literally bought this company like a week ago.
Right, but what I mean, this is a 1996, 1997 is Diablo 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that they just fucking uprender it, make it 1080p, make it easier to run, give online access a little bit more of a yeah, a little bit. Just give me a wholesome game that I remember, add a little bit more, the end.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to go all fucking ham and make them fucking 4K resolution. No.
I mean...
And Conline makes you think of airplanes? Yes. Con Air.
I'm glad they aren't just, immediately jumping into the game's ready, but, like, what is Overwatch 2 gonna be that it's not ready?
Like, it's the same shit.
Yeah, it's going to be another 4v4 or 3v3 or 8v8 or whatever the fuck they decide to be, or multiples of those with the same characters and new characters, which is shit you're already doing in the current game. It's literally, I don't even understand the concept of Overwatch 2. Like, why is there an Overwatch 2 just release expansions?
See, this is the other thing of, if you already have a game that's still getting updates, still getting character releases, and then you say, we're going to release a whole new game that has all that, but then some. I want the listing of what this game will bring, because I'm curious if this is going to be like a PvE thing, like if it's going to be an MMO style thing. I want more information.
This is why I like what they did with Destiny, where they went, fuck Destiny 3. We're just going to keep updating Destiny 2. Yes, you have to pay for the updates, but it's no longer this go out and buy another fucking game just so we can do the exact same thing we did. It's going to be, we're going to let you keep playing the current game so you get to keep all your cool shit and all the hard work you've done, for the most part. There's a few things you lose every now and then. But then you have the option to buy more story.
Because weapons get vaulted, yeah?
Kind of. So you can basically pretty much always get your weapons back. But there have been a few like legendaries and stuff that they've pulled. A lot of that normally happens due to like breaks in the game and stuff like that. But a lot of times what happens when they get pulled is it's not always that they pull them from you, they pull them from dropping. Yeah, and so it becomes a thing of, you didn't get it?
Sucks to be you.
Eventually, that's probably will maybe come back.
To be fair, that's always been a thing. Even back in...
That's why they're legendary.
You mentioned EverQuest. EverQuest had that happen as well. They used to have Scarlet Robes.
Yeah.
That was one of their first items that they had during a specific raid, and said, that's got to go.
It's part of the concept of legendaries on an online basis.
MMO base game.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the Blizzard news. I mean, Activision's also they're being sued over a character they created for Call of Duty, but I don't want to get all into it because it's one of those things where you start questioning who's right, who's wrong, and I'm not going to say anyone's right or wrong in that situation. I like what they're doing here. I just don't understand why they don't have an update on the games.
Right. I mean, give us something.
How many
games do you have, Blizzard? How many games do you fucking have?
Yeah, I don't need a release date, but an image would be nice.
A little bit of a teaser trailer, because you gave us a teaser trailer for Diablo 4 only to say that you're going to push it back even further. Come on, guys.
Not push it back. They never confirmed a date.
No.
So it's not been pushed.
No, but hold on. Did they say 2021 on that one?
I don't think so.
I'm just going to pop this up real quick. Hang on. God, I remember how long that was. So hang on.
I don't remember a release date on it.
What's up, Mr. Air? Oh.
And this was what? Oh, yeah, holy crap! This was almost 2 years ago. Yeah, this was 2 years ago.
Now hold on. Is it going to say 2021 or is it going to say just coming soon? What's it going to say? That's what I want.
I don't think it says anything.
Okay, just fade to black.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
And we get the door, and then yeah, it's just the subscribe, watch more, all that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they never give us a date, so it's not a pushback.
No. Okay.
And considering this was announced, it would have been BlizzCon 2019, so it would have been towards the beginning of the year. They had all of 2018 to work on it, but then you got to figure wrenches were thrown in the system when the pandemic hit for 20.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But now we've kind of... I mean, maybe that's why both these are delayed, because this is 2019 as well.
Yeah.
I remember this trailer. We covered this when it came out.
Yeah.
We covered both those trailers when it came out.
Hi there.
So does this one have a date at the end? Because I don't remember.
Let's find out. Do. Panning time. Do.
Well, I just found out who won the big game.
Oh.
I don't care. We're not watching it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it for people in here in case they...
I mean, would it be spoiling it if it happened?
There's people that record the games and watch them later.
Okay.
Because they have to work or something.
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah, so neither one of these gave us release dates. So you can't be mad about that, but now it's been a year and we have... No, it's been 2 years and we have no new information other than in a meeting, not even for the convention. In a meeting, they were talking about that they won't come out this year. So, I don't know. Moving on.
Neutral. Hard neutral.
Moving on.
The Blades.
The Blades. So this is an interesting delay that they handled the right way. So Ubisoft is remaking Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, which we've known, but they're delaying it. Ubisoft took to Twitter to announce the delay, saying that it needed extra time to improve the final product. A lot of it came down to the fact that they saw the reaction that the internet and the public had to the concept of the game in the first place and how excited people were, that they kind of felt like, okay, we need to put more into this than what we already were, which is awesome, but also like, really, you were half-assing this? You know? So it's been delayed. A lot of places are saying indefinitely. I don't like that term. You don't like that term.
Yeah, when you say I'm gonna postpone it indefinitely, that means so you canceled it. No.
Yeah.
It should have said has no concurrent release date as of this time.
Yes.
That would be the right verbiage.
Yeah, they got rid of the release date. They said we don't have a release date now. It's still gonna come out. We just don't know when, because they don't want to pull essentially a Project Red. Where they, you know, all right, we need to put a little bit more work into this. It'll come out a month later. Oh, 2 months later, 4 months later, 6 months, a year. It's broken, you know. It'll come out when it's ready.
Yeah.
They'll update us eventually. But basically, it comes down to they're trying to make it better.
And that's fine.
So,
I mean, I love Sands of Time. Sands of Time is one of my favorite little hack and slash
play
beat-em-ups.
Prince of Persia.
Huh?
I didn't really play Prince of Persia.
This is on Game Pass.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't watch the Gyllenhaal movie.
Okay, you don't need to.
Everyone says it was bad, and I was like, I'm gonna.
It's not bad. It just doesn't do the source material good.
Gotcha.
It's fine on its own. If it did, let me put it like this: if it didn't have a connection to, Prince of Persia, and it was its own standalone story, I think it might have done well.
One thing you can definitely yell at it for: whitewashing.
A little bit, yes.
So,
because he's supposed to be, he's not
Persian?
Indian. No,
he's not Persian.
No. He's an outcast.
Okay.
I don't know where Iranian.
He's definitely not a white dude from America.
That's correct. But even still, beautiful game. Okay movie, but wouldn't connect it to it. That's all I gotta say about it.
Gotcha.
I love Prince of Two Thrones is still probably one of my favorite out of the three, but the original will still hold up.
Gotcha. So now this sits at TBD, and we will eventually get it when it comes out.
I'm okay. Yeah. Boop.
Hey, so I've played the training of this, and that's it. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun to stream. It's on Game Pass. It's called Deep Rock Galactic. Danger, darkness, dwarves.
Stores.
Basically, you're space dwarves. A team of 4 dwarves. You can have they have classes essentially, and you go to these different like meteorites, and you mine for different minerals and fight aliens as they try to kill you while you're mining, and then try to kill you while you're trying to get back out to your ship. You know, normal dwarf stuff.
Now, Saki says she liked the movie. Back over to Prince of Persia. But she also says, in the same way I like Scorpion King, though. And I'm like, I guess in the same way that Quincy likes Super Mario Brothers.
See, okay, now there's a difference between the way I like Scorpion King versus the way I like Super Mario Bros. Actually, to be fair, I actually don't like Scorpion King.
That's fine, but I'm just saying that in the same way that you personally like
so I like Super Mario Bros. in the way of this movie is terrible. This is a horrible adaptation, but it's fun.
Go back. I want to be monkey.
It's just fun, like it's to see how crazy people got when a studio gave them money.
And that was crazy.
Yeah. You know what we watched last night? Batman Forever.
Okay.
Still good. Still holds up.
Yeah.
But you started to see some of the the things that would lead to Batman and Robin, which we watched like a month or two ago, and that was
rough.
I mean, I still love the movie.
Bat nipples.
Technically, there's Bat nipples, Batman and Robin. No, not Batman and Robin. Batman Forever.
Okay, well they make it more prominent in.
Yes. Bat butt in both. Motherfucking bat ass.
Bat credit card.
Okay, the credit card. You can get that credit card, by the way. DC has a credit card through like Discover or MasterCard or something like that, and one of the logos is essentially that card, or one of the designs, I should say.
Sure.
But yeah, Scorpion King I actually didn't like. But the problems that there are with Scorpion King are far different than the problems that there would be with Prince of Persia. The problems that there are with Prince of Persia would probably be closer to the problems that there are with Super Mario Bros. More so in the Prince of Persia thing, the whitewashing being the biggest problem, though, which is not something you deal with in Super Mario Bros. Because they're supposed to be white guys, and one of them was,
Fair enough.
So I think the comparisons of liking Prince of Persia and liking Scorpion King, I think that's a weird mix. Because Scorpion King's not based on anything. No.
It might be a light novel, but I don't.
I mean, there might be a book out there, but my big issue with Scorpion King is it was just boring.
Yeah,
I own it. I think.
I'm not personally a fan of any of the Mummy movies. I like Brendan Fraser. I find him entertaining. I don't think I'm
the first one.
Very light.
I like the first one. Second one was okay until we saw CGI'd Scorpion King, and that was just like ooh.
Yeah, I get you. I'm right there beside you.
I'm not even part of the.
But at the same time, I'm like, the only Mummy movie I've liked so far is the original, the original Universal Marvel or not monster movie that you showed me.
And then the third one was. Meh.
I never even saw the third one.
It was too late. It was a new Mummy, which was nice. That way, they're not again fighting Emotap. It was actually the. Clay army or whatever it is, the Chinese army, the statues. Basically one of them was a mummy.
Okay.
And he's brought back, and it's played by Jet Li.
Oh,
is it Chinese or is it Japanese? Whatever the Clay army is.
Jet Li's Chinese, so I wouldn't be surprised if he had to speak Chinese somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So.
So that was nice. The big thing is the actress that played the wife in the first two didn't come back for that one, so it's a different actress, and it kind of.
You can feel it.
You can feel it. But it wasn't bad. The CGI was still good. It just it felt a little late. They waited too long to make a third one.
I gotcha. All right, back over to Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic. Dwarves in space. Okay, so they're doing some new stuff. So they're gonna add new minerals and science and stuff like that. So this is the 33rd update for this company, for this game actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
It has not been out that long, has it?
I'm not sure how long this has been out. I mean, it's new to Game Pass, or relatively new to Game Pass, but New Frontiers launched on Thursday. This patch that will come available to Xbox One on February 11th.
Yeah, it hasn't even had a year yet.
Okay, I mean, but when people tell you I want something or something needs to be fixed and you do it, that's good.
Yeah,
there are going to be 2 new biomes for the dwarves to explore. Each with its own set of new enemies. There's also going to be some new bioluminescence.
I can't put my arms down.
I can't put my arms down. There's going to be a fungal area in both. And like I said, new enemies. Excuse me. Sorry. Along with this, though, so you got these new maps, which is great. There's going to be new unique challenges to shake things up a bit, give you a little bit new gameplay. It's going to be elimination, salvage, and point extraction modes, which is nice. those are being tweaked, which is nice though. And then there's going to be, let's see here, the Hive Guard and the Minehead machine. And they're also updating the mule, which is the thing you have to put the gems in. Because when you're mining, you can only carry so much, then you have to dump them in this like 4-legged little thing.
That thing follows you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and its AI was a little busted. I remember hearing back when about when this came out that it had a problem trying to figure out where you are compared to.
I mean, it worked fine for me, but I just played it like 2 weeks ago. So
yeah,
but they're adding a new thing that salvage, Minehead machine and salvage will allow players to repair the broken mule units to uncover and explore the map more easily.
Okay.
The game update also comes with something for streamers. There are 8 new stream-safe tracks in the lobby's jukebox. Players can dance and hang out between matches, and these streamer-safe songs ensure that Twitch won't hit players with DMCAs. Now, my thing is I only touched the jukebox once, and it did not play anything I knew, so I'm kind of, it didn't sound like an actual song. It sounded like something that was made for the game. So I'm a little interested as to why they were getting hit with this before. But I like any game that is like, hey, yeah, stream us. Here, we're gonna help make this easier for you.
Play this game.
So that was pretty cool to me. Terracotta Army is Chinese. Thank you. It was Terracotta. It was Chinese. I said Chinese the first time.
Yeah.
So I was correct. I thought it was Chinese. It was Terracotta. I said clay, and I was like, that's not right. So there's your thing.
There's my thing. So we were excited. I was excited. I don't know if you were excited for.
I mean, I heard
trailer.
werewolves, and I went, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer looked amazing.
But then I started noticing, what's with werewolves all of a sudden? Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
I mean,
yeah.
Big vampire list. Did you hear they confirmed her height?
9'6".
Yeah, with heels and hat. Xbox tweeted a photo of the Xbox Series X, and then the refrigerator, and then her. And they said this is important information.
It is pretty important because when she's basically the new Mr. X because of the way she, climbs her way into the room, and it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, but if I put a mod on her that plays X, gonna give it to you when she walks in the room, it's not nearly as fun.
It's not nearly as fun. Well, it is fun, but not nearly as fun. There has been so many fucking TikToks.
There have been.
Of, I really want to be stepped on until I bleed. The giant woman.
The other thing I noticed is the instant that trailer came out, people immediately were wearing, doing cosplays of her. And doing cosplays of, like, the witches in the background. Or daughters, or whatever they were. And my first thought was, y'all had this shit around your house.
I mean...
like, why did so many people have a hat that worked and a dress that worked?
They want to be giant women. Let them be.
No, I'm not talking. That has nothing to do with the size. It's just like... How did that happen? How did so many cosplayers just already have the clothes?
I mean, some did. Some
probably ran out and bought them.
Yes, either some went out and bought them, or some had to do light modifications.
But I mean, I'm talking like within a day.
Oh yeah.
There were hundreds of videos.
Some just have it laying around and go, I can change that into that.
Yeah, that works.
Rip. So.
So, sorry. Back to werewolves.
But back to werewolves. The game reviews for this are very interesting. IGN gave it a 4 out of 10, while GameStop gave it a 5 on 5. And that caused us to go a little deeper.
Yeah, we watched some footage and listened to some of the complaints.
And with IGN, we're going to agree with you, even though we haven't touched this game, because the main character looks cool, has no emotion. Werewolves looks nice, doesn't look like it plays well.
The rest of the characters look choppy. And
they look cardboard.
Yeah. Dialogue's not great. And then the other cut of it was you kind of have to go into it with a little bit of prior knowledge of the werewolf, the werewolf apocalypse story. Yeah, apparently this is a book series you were telling me. I've never heard of it.
Tabletop game.
Tabletop game? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought there were books.
It has a little bit of narrative with its teaching. And I mean, it's, as said, get the one that's on Humble Bundle. That one's got some story. That one's got some depth. It has character sheets that are already pre-filled, so that you have a basic understanding. I would say get to that. This, the action style game, it pains me, and I don't even play it.
So this was originally published, the games in general, like the board games and whatnot, were originally published in 92. So this game's kind of expecting you to know the stuff from the first edition or the second edition or the revised edition in 2000, or maybe the anniversary edition in 2013, or perhaps the new 5th edition that they just released this year. But any of that should not be a first-time consumers thing. No. You don't tell someone, hey, give me $60 so you can be fucking lost.
Yeah. See, with 5th edition of D&D, it kind of leans you in and says, here's some basic areas that you could learn about. You can make your own. We don't mind. Here's, the basic idea. There's a few homebrew ways of getting to know how to make your own homebrew.
I'm not even talking the tabletop. So I'm talking like if you were to play a D&D game,
right?
And it's the first in the series, not even like Baldur's Gate 3 or 3, right?
Yeah.
So if it was like, if you go in and play Baldur's Gate 1, it's not like it goes in and goes, yeah, you need to know all of Faerun. They tell you stuff. They give you a story. From what we understand, this ain't giving you shit.
Yeah, no, it says this is this on this with Gaia, this with other thing. Also, Gaia, this.
That tree's bleeding.
That tree was bleeding, and we don't know why, but we need to make it stop bleeding. Also, you're a werewolf. We don't know how you did it. What?
Answer the question in the chat. Yes, the cosplay is a white dress, but it's like, a shoulder covering one, the chest covering one. It's not like a revealing white dress and then a giant hat.
Yeah.
But I've even seen people, like I said, that were doing like the sisters or daughters or witches or whatever. So it's like
with the raspberry
thing and
with the raspberry jam on their lips.
Yeah. I saw one person that did it and then was like, it stained my face. I was like, oh.
But moving back to this, I can't support the action one. Go back, support the Humble Bundle, even if you don't even use our link. We haven't seen much sales from it, so I'm kind of I don't want to count it as a loss. But if you use it, you use it. You don't. It supports charity either way.
Yeah, we're all for charity.
Yes.
But I don't know. I'm not gonna run out and buy this.
No.
If they were to put it on something like Game Pass, I would play it just to see.
Yeah,
I want to form my own opinions.
I mean, the Berserker Barrage style claw slashing looked cool, but the ragdolls made me go, eh.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Super Mario. Why are we talking about Super Mario? Because Mario. Playing with Power, the Nintendo story. It's a 5-part documentary series coming to Crackle. It's going to premiere on Crackle. Crackle is a Sony-owned streaming service now. Sony's owned it for a couple of years now, but originally it wasn't Sony. But it's a free streaming service. Commercials, that kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's where they put some of the shows that Sony's like, people are going to want to watch it, but they're probably not going to want to pay or something like that. They got some of the Spider-Man cartoons, some of the stuff like that.
Right. But so, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, Nintendo and Sony? What?
Yeah. So, I mean, Nintendo, it's a Nintendo documentary, so it's not like it's not like...
But if it's going to have Mario in it, that makes me go, oh, wait, what?
No, yeah, but it's not like they're making an IP thing exactly.
Fair.
So it'll come out March 1st, and will feature interviews with all kinds of people, including Reggie Fils-Aime, Phil Spencer, and Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton. So basically expect all kinds of 80s nostalgia, 90s nostalgia, mostly 80s most likely.
Do you have a whopper?
And I'm excited to kind of see what they talk about, because I've watched some pretty good video game documentaries and I've watched some pretty bad video game documentaries. But for them to give it 5 parts, I feel like this has the potential to be really good.
Do you feel like Ready Player One is a documentary? Yes or no?
No, I read the book and watched the movie. It has nothing to do with real stuff.
Okay. Just a discussion between me and another friend is...
They're wrong.
They're very wrong.
Also, the book's way better. Sequel wasn't all that great, though.
One of my coworkers actually was finished up the first book and asked me about it. I said, yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good. I liked the movie. Movie was all right. And she was like, well, I'm getting into the second one. Is there anything I need to know? I said, no, it just picks right up. As far as I know.
Yeah,
I haven't read it.
As long as they read 1, they'll be fine with 2.
Yeah.
But
like,
it's just... Nope. It wasn't terrible. It just wasn't as good.
Copy.
So, all right. Go ahead and move on next. That was all I had to say.
I don't remember what this one is. Oh, yeah.
Final Fantasy 14.
Where you can eat 999 eggs and get popular on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, worked for
Rubber Ross.
Cool Hand Luke. So,
Cool Hand Luke.
It's a movie.
Oh.
So Square Enix, whatever,
Squirks.
has announced that PlayStation. What?
Squirks.
Has announced that the PlayStation 5 version of the Final Fantasy 14 will go into open beta April 13th, 2021, so just around the corner. It will feature 4K resolution, support faster load times, and this is where I have an issue.
Oh.
And it's very much a Sony issue. I have a feeling this is Sony, not Square. Significantly improved frame rate.
Yes.
What is significantly improved?
I'm thinking certain areas with certain texture. My forehead's bleeding. Certain areas cause dips.
No. My point is why is that? That's not a number.
That's not a number.
Give us a number. I mean, why can't we play Bloodborne at 60 frames per second?
You're right. I'm right there. Maybe
what is
that's
with this?
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the certain areas on the PS4 have a hard time, but on the PS5 it now runs better.
I mean, is this even on the PlayStation 4? This is the online one.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't think it is. I've been waiting for it to come to Xbox because that's been a rumor for a while, but this freaking thing talked nothing about but about PlayStation, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking play it on PlayStation.
Oh.
Yeah, it's only on computer. This is its console debut.
Really?
Yeah.
I should have sworn when we were doing like our Best Buy scavenging, I saw it with the other games.
It was probably 15 or the remake, because you got to remember the remake, like the actual HD remake of the other one, is exclusive to the PlayStation.
You're right. You are right. It's just I should have sworn, but okay.
So I don't know. I want it on Xbox. I'm not gonna play it on the 5.1 because I don't have the 5, but 2 because fuck them. I don't understand why Square keeps bowing to Sony. Like, how much is Sony paying to keep this shit exclusive?
Right.
And it's not fair to the fans.
Let's see how much it is. I'm just taking a quick peek.
It's on sale.
Yeah, there's the PlayStation 4 version.
Yeah,
but that,
I mean, 20 is not bad.
Yeah, 30 is not bad.
So,
and it's a complete edition that comes with all 4 DLCs.
So that's 14, but that's Shadowbringers edition. This doesn't talk about being the online.
Well, it is online.
Okay, so it is on PlayStation 4 then.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay, I didn't realize it was for PlayStation 4. I thought this was its console debut. It needs to come to the Xbox.
Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, I was just checking here. But yeah, you're right. It does, because having all of this in Xbox, I guarantee you, people are gonna play it. For the brief time that I played it, I would have stuck around with it if it wasn't just a 7-day trial that I played.
Yeah, I
would have loved to have stuck around this world. I did 2 chocobo races. I found them to be the most fun thing in the world.
The character creation is actually very well done too.
You
get to do a lot of customization
and
on it.
That's a fucking raid right there.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't get that high of a level to get into one of those raids, but there are 75 people in there.
Yeah.
Here, let me pull up the screenshot again. Those are all people. Well, I don't know if it's an actual, but this is how big the raids actually are.
Yeah. I wanted this for a while because I love 15 and I would love to be able to play essentially, because this is essentially like playing 15 with friends.
Right. And I wouldn't mind popping in too. I would love to be the character that I was, which was a big buff Cheeto Puff with pink hair. But
I refuse to support this abuse to the consumers. That's what I'm going to call
it. Yeah, I can concur with this.
I mean, because we're even seeing it with the remake.
Yeah.
You know, the remake is not available unless you play it on the PlayStation.
Which isn't right. It's not right. No. Like, I am a huge fan of Final Fantasy. Mm-hmm. I have a fucking huge ass $1,000 tattoo on my back from Final Fantasy.
It's just dick butt. Don't let him lie to you. I don't know if you can do that on chat without people screaming. No. I'm just giving you shit and you know it.
Moving on.
So the other thing that the other Final Fantasy news is Square has announced that the Final Fantasy 14's next expansion pack, Endwalker, will be released fall 2021.
Which I'm always down for.
Yeah, that means the beta will hit, and you'll get to dick around with the beta for a bit before they start going. So you can give us more money.
I mean, I think it's only $15 per.
Oh, I'm not saying there's a problem with the price. I'm just saying
more money. It's Destiny 2.
Yeah. But And look, how many games? Kingdom Hearts comes to both consoles now. Originally, it was an exclusive to PlayStation.
You're right.
Marvel came to both consoles. Nier came to both. Dying Light comes to both.
Yeah.
Why
this
is Final Fantasy being console locked?
Well, now it's on PC now. Yeah. Oh no, it's only on PlayStation. Never mind.
The remake is strictly PlayStation.
I thought it was gonna roll over. Ugh.
And the talks are that it was like a multi-year agreement. There's nothing confirmed, but the talks are that it was a multi-year agreement that eventually it will end, and then they'll go ahead and port it to the Xbox and port it to the PC. But it's like, why should I not be allowed to play this game because Sony flashed a check at you? That's fucking wrong.
Yeah, that is wrong.
It's not like Sony made the game. If Sony made the game, that's different. You know, I mean, when Sony makes games and makes them exclusive, I understand it because they made the game.
Sony make game. I'm sorry, I'm having a real rough time liking Sony lately.
Yeah, me too.
But this has a late. Oh man, I'm hoping that Dying Light kind of gets pushed forward because
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I hope
You're
so.
gonna have to wait till the end of the year.
Hey.
There's no way any game right now is being pushed forward.
You're right.
Not with everything going on. They're all being pushed back or staying where they are. There's no way one's going ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, even look at that. Look, Switch games that are they have ported games to the Switch. Yet they locked down Final Fantasy. And what was the original Final Fantasy out on?
OG? SNES. Yeah,
so
I know.
It's not even
Nintendo.
like it's a fucking Sony original.
You're right. But when it came down to Final Fantasy VII, that's when it started. It's bullshit. That is bullshit. I completely concur with you. Like
I'm not saying you don't. It's bullshit. Apparently you get members rewards when you buy it through them. Hey, the soda got you.
Yeah, it did. Sorry, everybody.
All right, we'll move on.
We'll move on. But shoe news. So back in October, November, we talked about a pair.
December, January, February.
No, it's February now.
Oh, okay, so March.
Fuck. But we talked about Hot Ones getting a pair of shoes, and Hot Ones is a very popular internet show that interviews.
Also now, game show on television.
Oh yeah, game show on television, but I'm talking more of the original.
Yeah.
Where it's hot questions with hotter guests, or hot guests with hotter food, that kind of thing. Where they
that all got confusing.
Yeah, it got a little confusing. But they eat hot wings while having an interview, and the questions get a little bit more serious as they eat. Yeah. And Sean Evans is a great host. If you haven't seen any of these episodes, they've done many of episodes. If you're a fan of any celebrity, because they've done Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker.
I love that you're like, if you're a fan of any celebrity, proceeds to list just wrestlers.
Yeah, I know, right? Those are the first two that popped in my
Paul
head.
Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Michael B. Jordan.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay. Oh, he is a delight on that show.
Yeah.
He was like, these are delicious, but and he kept like bringing out things to try and lessen the heat. He's like, I don't do heat.
Yeah.
And he did not want to eat the last one. Spoilers, but moving back to the shoes though. They have the fire and ice type of shoe. One kind of looks a little Chinese New Year-ish, the fire side, while the ice gives this nice stepping through water, ice cold look. I like the cold one.
They're cool.
They're very cool.
They're hot.
They're pretty hot. I like them. Reebok did really well with these. The fire ones are $160, releasing on, I believe, the 18th.
Yeah, these do look nice. The chat's talking about that these look nice. They do. They're both rather nice looking shoes, and they got the chicken on the back. But what is that? Is that like a splatter sauce?
Hot sauce?
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, the last dab.
Wow. I wouldn't wear the red. I would probably wear the blue.
The light blue, the crisp ice.
The main thing is the design of the shoe, not the color.
Yeah.
I like the design of the blue ones better because they're not as high up on the ankle. Those are a lot lighter on that.
Yeah, I think because it's a white area, so it kind of lightens it up even more.
Maybe it zapped out some of the color.
Because when you look at them like this, it adds more texture and styling to them.
But they're nice shoes. They're coming from Reebok, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Reebok. Okay.
And 160 for the fire, 100 flat for the white. Or the ice, and both are releasing on the 18th. Beautiful.
Oh, Socks makes a good point. They kind of look like Avatar themed.
A little bit.
Airbender.
A little bit.
So, All right.
That's our
thank
shoe
you again
news.
to sneaker news.
I'm gonna do a quick little glance, just off the top. And once again, thank you, Sneaker News. But there's a whole bunch of Valentine's Day, and I'm like, I'll save that for next week because that's when Valentine's Day is.
Yeah. Our episode's gonna be on Valentine's Day, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta double check the lovely lady and make sure that works. We should be fine.
We should be fine. I hope.
Alrighty.
Alright, just a quick glance. Blade.
This is one I'm excited for.
I'm also I'm excited for everything that Marvel's been putting out lately, just because of WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision's been great. We watched the new episode.
Fifth out of what, 9?
Think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
It's just getting better as it goes.
It does.
That's really what it is. It's working great as a nice mystery. It's generating all kinds of theories as we see more and more, especially for those of us that have read a lot of the comics or know a lot of the comic history, stuff like that.
Yep, and we're gonna try and maintain ourselves until a week after the 9th episode has dropped. Then we will talk about the whole thing. So beware that one will be definitely a spoiler cast.
Yeah, and what I'll probably do is after the 9th episode comes out, I'll probably go through and watch them all again,
just to keep them fresh.
Yeah, just do a full run.
That sounds like an idea.
I mean, over 2 months of watching a show,
you forget a little bit.
A little bit.
I mean, each episode's only like 15, 16 minutes long.
Except for 20 to 30.
With this freaking 8 minutes of nothing but their end credits.
Yeah, but the end credits are beautiful.
They are. Well, the first 2 minutes of them. And then it goes to the standard black and white scale.
True.
I wonder if there's a Easter egg in that aside from the... I can't really say it right now, but there is one thing in the credits that kind of makes me glance at it every now and again. But
so
I'll mention it later.
27 minutes, 34 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 38 minutes.
Yes, but I think that most of that is the 8 minutes that I'm talking about is the
credits.
Credits.
Now, there's a theory.
And
I kind of like it, but I don't know that it's actually going to happen. There's a theory that as we get closer to modern in the timeline, with like the concepts of the shows, they'll get longer because modern television shows are longer.
You think the last episode is gonna be like 2 hours long?
I don't think it's gonna be 2 hours long, but I think it's a possibility.
Okay, I mean maybe an hour and a half.
I think they would tap
Sherlock
out.
episode.
I think they top out at an hour.
Okay, because I've also been diving back into Sherlock.
I still haven't watched the last season
with Bandito Cumberbatch.
I know there's a doggo, but I haven't watched it.
Going back over all those old episodes and going from just their old phones and then skipping ahead to now, and I'm just like, God, I can't wait for the new movie.
All right, so the reason why we're talking about Blade, we already know we've talked about actor, we've talked about that it's going to be most likely a Disney Plus thing.
Yep.
But this is big. They finally have a writer.
Yay.
So it's going to be Stacey Osai Kufo. Osai Kufo?
It is a very strange... Yeah, that would be the best way of doing it. Okay. Sorry if it is a butcher of the name, but...
Don't mean to.
Yeah.
Now, this is a pretty big writer. Stacey is actually an alum from Watchmen. Worked on the Watchmen show. So I'm excited to see what they'll do with this character. I'm excited to see what the actors can do with this character. This is one of those... pretty much all of the announced TV shows for Disney Plus have me hyped. This is one of those ones that I'm really excited to see how this is handled, especially with how the ratings have to be for Disney Plus, first of all, but furthermore, just the general rating of Avengers films as is.
That makes me wonder, did they do like a test group for WandaVision? Did they have like a small group of like 20 people who said, mum's the word, sign these contracts, let us know how this is?
I don't know, because with the amount of secrecy that there is and the fact that this show had to fight through COVID to finish filming, I don't know if they did.
Oh, okay.
But to be honest, not everything gets a test audience. There's some directors of movies that full on refuse test audiences
because they want to keep it
because they don't
tight.
care what the audience thinks. Because the reality is this is my story. So here's an example.
Okay.
You seen Pretty in Pink?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember how spoilers for a movie from the 80s? Sorry.
Yeah.
She ends up with the kind of jockey, honestly kind of a douchebag character rather than her friend Ducky.
Yeah.
Well, her friend Ducky wouldn't have been a good pick either because he's kind of the sleazebag. But the original script She ends up with Ducky.
Okay.
That's how John Hughes wrote it. She goes to prom with Ducky. They showed it to test audiences. Test audiences fucking hated it. They did not like the ending. So they come back to Hughes. So the studio comes back to Hughes and goes, "You have to change it." And so he has to go with the jockey guy getting her.
Okay.
He had to change the ending of his movie because
For the
of test
audience.
audiences. Now, the real funny thing is I think a lot of it comes down to the fact of how Ducky is played in that. And this is something they actually talk about in Ready Player too. Funny enough. Originally, Robert Downey Jr. was supposed to be Ducky.
Oh, that would have probably made him a lot better.
Which, yeah, is the kind of the theory of like the dynamic would have been different, which then would have made the character more likable, despite some of the weird dialogue the character has. There's a scene where Ducky straight up, after Molly Ringwald's character walks away, Ducky straight up turns to two women and goes, "If you play your cards right, one or both of you could end up pregnant by this summer." He's a weird character.
He is a very strange character.
But so I don't know that they're doing test audiences, but I would not trust them. Because yeah, you could sue someone's pants off, but how are you going to confirm which one leaked it?
Yeah. 2,
I mean, what's the test audience going to come in and say on this, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it would just be, you know, a 20-question questionnaire. Was it good? Was it entertaining? Did this confuse you? Was this a good choice? Did this flow the right way? Like, I think it would just be one of those questionnaires that kept the questions simple, didn't overcomplicate things, and just kept everything to mum's the word, you know?
I don't know if Disney's done test audience for any of the Marvel movies because there are such big spoiler,
they are
game-changing things.
You're right.
Could you imagine if that was done in front of a test audience? I'm not sure if it would have stayed quiet. I mean, you couldn't get that thing to last through the weekend.
No, like I'm glad we saw it when we did.
Yeah, and the revelation we had in the most recent episode, I don't think a test audience would stay quiet.
No,
think about the last episode of Mandalorian.
Okay, hang on. Okay, there are a few major decisions that seem to have been made, but I do believe that this had to go through someone. Maybe the editors also portrayed the same thing. Maybe they were the test audience. Because you got to figure this goes through a lot of people. There has to be something with it.
I've heard Favre talk about episode 1 of Mando, the child.
Yes.
He cannot believe it did not get spoiled. He cannot believe it was not leaked before the show came out. And that's just talking about the people he works with. He's like, I can't believe no one from the show spoiled it. We full on didn't send out toy designs to companies because we didn't trust the toy companies not to spoil it. That's why you couldn't get child merchandise or Grogu, as we now know him. Which, by the way, he was on a box of Go-Gurt at the store, and I was like, that's too close.
Jesus Christ.
I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's Grogu on Go-Gurt. Oh, my God.
No. Go-Gurt.
Favre was like, I can't believe it wasn't spoiled. They did not send it because they didn't trust toy companies and merchandise companies to not spoil it.
That sounds about right.
Funko has actually talked about it when it comes to making things like Grogu and stuff like that. They're not being told until like episodes are airing, and now it's like, all right, we need merchandise out here. Here's what we can show you. Make a toy. And so Funko's kind of going, all right, hopefully we don't make the personality wrong on this figure because we don't know anything, because they are so worried about spoiling it. I don't think there's test audiences for these originals.
Okay.
I think it's too risky.
So all we're getting is just the teasers.
Yeah.
That's the best we're going to get. Wow.
But what I was saying, and what led to all this was, out of all of the ones that we're seeing, or all the ones we're supposed to be getting, there's a lot. I think Blade is like probably top 3 or 4 out of what I'm excited for.
I want fucking Moon Knight.
Yeah, Moon Knight's number 1 for me.
Oh yeah. Ever since you showed me that comic and I read through it and I knocked it out and I bought my own. Oh yeah,
he's coming to Strikeforce. He's officially on the load screen.
Oh good.
Does
he just stumble into the game and go, where am what? Who are you? Are you my daddy?
So I think it's probably going for me right now. It's Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking just the Disney Plus shows. I'm not talking for the whole MCU, because honestly, Fantastic Four is one of those ones that's like way.
Oh yeah. Oh, this also seems to also lean in toward the. I'll talk to you off mic about this, but the last episode seems to be pointing toward that as well.
I think you just blew my mind on something.
I will explain to you later. Socks blew my mind with this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna text Lauren. And I keep hitting the mic. So 1, it's Moon Knight.
Yes.
2, it's Miss Marvel.
Yeah, Miss
I
Marvel.
like Kamala.
No,
I love the character. She's so much fun, and I can't wait to see what this kid does with it.
And this is also the introductory for MODOK, yeah?
I mean, it could. I don't know that it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, then again...
We already have
This
one
is-
of the master brain characters that we've never seen again because he's created in the first Hulk movie or the only Hulk movie for the MCU with Edward Norton.
Mm-hmm.
We never saw that character. We've seen files and some of the other movies suggest he's locked up in the raft, but that's it.
A little bit of a complaint from chat. We have no drop frames. We're good. But we're gonna keep on going because this will be up on the. We'll upload the stream onto the set, and I will do a test later on.
Yeah, the audio should be golden
Aces.
too. So grab the audio files off the podcast downloader. So 1 Moon Knight, 2 Miss Marvel. I think then 3 is probably Blade. 4 would be She-Hulk. 5 is Falcon Winter Soldier, which is funny because Falcon Winter Soldier is the closest one to coming out.
Yeah, no, right? I was gonna be like, well,
I know it's the closest, but it's not the one I'm most hyped for, and it's our next news story.
yeah.
So we got a trailer.
We got a trailer, and it looks really good. It looks fun. I keep forgetting the actor that plays Bucky, but Bucky.
Sebastian Stan.
Thank you.
And Anthony Mackie.
Yes. They look like they have great chemistry.
Yeah.
But more so, Bucky does look like he's getting quote unquote better. He doesn't have the darkness around his eyes. He doesn't have as much fatigue as he once did.
Yeah. I saw a smile.
Yeah. He actually
like a smirk.
Yeah, he's got that. He finally can live again.
It's very much the trailer. Very much sold the idea of the world needs a Captain America to look up to.
Oh shit! What about Loki?
Probably 6.
Probably 6.
I have. It's alternate timeline stuff. It doesn't matter. He grabs the Tesseract, but that's a whole. Oops, spoiler. He grabs that, but that splits him off. Our universe, our timelines in the MCU, like the main timeline, that Loki is spoiler, dead. And this other one is a completely different timeline. Everything he does is not going to matter. It's literally not going to affect it because of the way the Russos say time travel works.
Okay.
Or the writers.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough.
But no, this looks good. They're looking like they're having fun, but the concept seems very much the world needs a Captain America. Which one of you is going to do it?
Yeah, he throws it, and
he was given
Bucky
the shield,
catches it.
but then Bucky's catching it. Well, and him throwing it, we know it hits the tree. We've already seen that trailer. Bucky catching it. I think that maybe Bucky's trying to teach him how to throw the shield. I don't know that that's necessarily Bucky also throwing the shield.
Yeah, because you got to figure Cap usually tries not to let it stick into things. He usually has it, ricochet off a bunch of stuff before catching it himself. That's America's ass.
We have our modern day Agent Carter back, her niece, Agent 13, Agent 14, something like that. Agent 13, I think, from the Winter Soldier movie. She's back. But the big reveal here was that Baron Zemo is back. The bad guy that set off the events of Civil War. The actor's back, and he's got the mask this time, which I'm really excited to see.
Trying to find it.
You're going to look for a guy standing by a statue. That's when you can actually see his face. As for right there.
Okay.
There's 2 cuts of this trailer. This cut shows there's the mask.
There's the mask.
They don't show the face, but it's the same actor. There's another cut where the fire that just happened, you see it's because someone sticks a blade out and drags it and sparks it, which I think is Zemo, because Zemo in the comics has a sword. In the comics, Zemo is Hydra. In this, he wasn't. But I'm wondering if maybe, because he's talking over this trailer about how I'm not going to die with my work not being completed. Basically,
you think he might have signed it over and said, "Hail Hydra"?
Well, I'm not so much signing over. Hydra's dead. I think he's going to try to reboot Hydra.
Ooh.
Or reboot some kind of not even necessarily reboot, but create some kind of evil organization.
Because you got to figure AIM kind of was a corrupt. It was corrupt things too. I don't remember his name. He blows up at the end of Iron Man 3. Sorry for the spoilers. But
oh, gotcha. I don't remember what he was actually called, but he made a whole I'm the begins with an M.
Messiah.
Mandarin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the Mandarin. You're not the Mandarin. The other guy wasn't the Mandarin. And we see in a one shot the Mandarin does exist.
Yeah.
All that shit. But AIM's kind of taken a back seat, not really done anything. I don't think AIM's going to be a big player for a while.
As I was trying to say, that AIM could whoever's left of AIM that wanted to infiltrate into the securities and all that. I think that I think Hammer's going to be released. Justin Hammer is going to come out of Rikers and he's going to say, I want Tony gone. Oh, wait, Tony's already gone? Oh. And then he's just going to blow up. He's going to basically say, Tony's gone. I'm going to replace Tony. I'm the new Iron Man. Fuck all of you.
I don't know if he's going to do that.
Well, he
plus
wanted...
his tech can't handle it anyways.
His tech couldn't handle it. I think he's going to try something new.
I mean, he's been in prison. He's not going to make any
Also,
advances.
thank you, Killian. Killian was the man of AIM that...
Yeah, Killian. I think you're focusing too much on AIM. I don't think AIM's going to be anything at least until Fantastic Four.
Fair
and
enough.
When it does show up, I think it's going to be MODOK. I don't think it's going to be Hammer.
You know, thinking Hammer's going to come out of prison.
I mean, they might.
Strong.
They might bring Hammer at some point, but I don't think he's a joke.
He is a joke, but I want him not to be.
Real villain in that was Whiplash. It was never Hammer. Hammer just had the money.
And the technology. Well, half of the technology.
No, Whiplash had to improve all that shit. You remember War Machine's fucking weapons wouldn't work because it was all Hammer tech, and Tony had to fuck a bunch of shit up. There's the part where they're in like the atrium at the Stark Expo, and he's like, "I got this," and then, and Tony goes, "Hammer tech," and War Machine's like, "Yeah," and then Tony's like, "I got this," and starts blowing shit up. Hammer tech was crap. They only worked when Whiplash fixed it. Whiplash didn't make it out of that movie.
No, he didn't.
It was Mickey Rourke.
Yeah,
I think. I don't know that Zemo is going to bring back Hydra, but in the comics, he's a Hydra agent. We already see he does have a following in this, and it's nothing like AIM. The masks are closer to, honestly, his. And we know that the Mandarin's somewhere in the background, and we know that we're getting the 12 rings in one of the other movies, which is a Mandarin thing. I think Zemo is definitely going to start some kind of organization. I don't know that it'll necessarily be Hydra, but I would prefer it to be Hydra. I'd like Hydra to come back. They're great.
Let me push this here. Does Hydra have a subsidiary?
No. And in the comics, Hydra is run by just kind of whoever. It's kind of like Hydra is a giant group, but like the different sections kind of get ran by whoever's there in power. Zemo's constantly trying to take out Red Skull, and Red Skull's constantly trying to take out Zemo. They're both kind of bid over power.
Oh. I mean, to be fair, fuck Nazis.
Yeah, fuck Nazis.
Okay. There's a little bit of lore here that goes way back in time, back to ancient times. World War II, the Shield, their infiltration of Shield, the rise of Hydra, and then this kind of gets into spoiler territory. But I was just super curious just to know if there was any. Oh,
okay, there's one.
Okay.
So there is a Hammer connection.
There is a Hammer connection. I'm not going to show it on stream, but okay. So there's a lot here. There's a lot here that could potentially happen. Whether or not it will, it's up to the writers. Yeah. But I'm super keen on learning about all of this.
We're definitely getting back into the days of trying to pick apart the stories, looking for all the Easter eggs,
this feels
trying
good.
to understand the next stuff.
This feels good.
Yeah. This feels good.
Oh yeah. But,
WandaVision's really set that all off with the new phase and whatnot, and it's just going to get better as we hit more of these. No. Before we get into that, what we were talking about Falcon Winter Soldier. The release date is March 19th, which puts it just 2 weeks after WandaVision ends, which means we only have one Friday without a show.
That's awesome.
Now here's my theory.
Yes.
Right here I have the release date for upcoming Marvel things.
Oh.
Falcon Winter Soldier 19th. Black Widow is currently still sitting at May 7th. I don't think that's going to happen. Because they want theaters. Theaters aren't going to be open in May. I think they need to push it a little later. I think it needs to be more towards the end of summer.
I'm thinking June. Earliest is June. You're saying
I'm thinking July or August.
Well, you got to figure. Over 1.6 million people in all of U.S. have already gotten their second shot for COVID.
Yeah, and there's a new single shot that's been introduced to the FDA.
Right. So you got to figure if 1.6 million people are already, I don't want to say immune, but have
a chance
to fight it off and keep it off, then slowly it's going to start graduating to...
It's all going to come down to numbers.
You're right.
And the problem is we couldn't convince people to wear a piece of fabric on their face. Now you're telling them to inject themselves. Well, not inject themselves.
No, but...
We're not going to get into all that.
There was a fucking TikTok of a person with a Vantage Point needle going, "Where'd the needle go?"
I'm not going to get into all that. Black Widow, I don't think is happening May 7th. I don't think it's going to happen. Loki says May 2021. Now, here's my thing. Falcon and Winter Soldier's coming out March 19th. They're only getting like 8 or 9 episodes also. That almost works out perfectly for May for Loki. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to do the same thing. I think
1 week off.
There's going to be a week off, and then Loki starts, and it takes the spot.
Holy
and then we have
shit.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings. 10 Rings, not 12 Rings, okay. Which is set for July 9th. That one, I think, will get pushed because I think Black Widow take its spot.
That's fine.
If they're gonna do what they've done in the past. So you said June, I said August. You said June, right?
I said June.
Okay. It might be July 9th. It might actually take the Shang-Chi spot.
Okay.
And then Shang-Chi will probably get pushed to August or November. And then What If says mid 2021. My theory, as we get closer to Loki,
sprinkle them.
That's going to change from mid to being an actual date. And I think it's going to take the new spot.
Maybe.
Although it is an animated one and it isn't crucial to storyline, so it may just get thrown up there just for
randomly,
whatever.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with it just being random placements.
Eternals currently sitting at November 5th. That one's got a big big cast.
Can I also say that I'm not really excited for the Eternals? I'm not really excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's gonna be the Inhumans. Everyone's gonna kind of forget it's there and forget that it's connected.
Like that
got Angelina Jolie and a couple other people though.
Oh, okay.
I think she's in it.
Oh,
pretty sure she is.
Oh. We'll find out in a trailer somewhere down the line, I'm sure.
My theory is if theaters are able to open back up, Black Widow will take Shang-Chi's spot. I think with the star power of Eternals probably won't move, so Shang-Chi might end up in a weird mixture of it might get an early release or a late release, but earlier than Eternals. I'm not entirely sure. Spider-Man 3 is saying at December 17th. I don't know if that movie's actually finished, though. I don't think it is. So I don't trust that date right now.
When did it say?
December 17th. Reminder, he's also doing Uncharted.
That's right.
Which, by the way, did you hear who's playing Sully? We never talked about this.
No.
It's Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark?
Is playing Sully in the Uncharted movie.
Like a what, 60-year-old man?
Yeah.
I don't want to see him with a white mustache.
I don't even know if he'll do it. I've never seen him with more than some scruff.
Yeah.
The most I've seen him with is maybe a little less than what you got.
Like the Jack Ryan thing?
That's not him, but...
I'm just saying, Jack Ryan thing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Miss Marvel says late 2021, and Hawkeye says late 2021. Now, those ones just started filming at the end of 2020, but with as fast as Marvel films these TV shows and how most of this can be done without having to do a lot outside around the regular world.
Hold on. Is this for Hawkeye? Is it post?
Yes, he's training. It looks like based off what we've seen, he's training Kate Bishop to take over.
Okay, just making sure.
We've already seen Kate Bishop in costume and everything.
Okay, cool. I didn't get any of that. It was more. Is it what happened between?
No, it's not while he's being Ronin out chopping people up. It's going to be the world's fucked up now, and we need more heroes.
Okay, cool.
And I'm retiring because I have kids and a wife, and I want to spend time with them.
Okay.
Now here's my theory. Loki happens in May. That's confirmed.
Yep.
What if May happened a week after Loki ends, 2 weeks after Loki ends? Because that says mid 2021.
About that
time. So May, June, July, right around there. And then the other two say late 2021. But how late is late 2021? I think What If ends, Miss Marvel hits. Miss Marvel ends, Hawkeye hits. They're going to make sure we have a show every Friday, except one Friday when between show ends for the rest of the year. And I think they don't want to step on the toes of Mandalorian. So I don't think Hawkeye's going to be that late. I don't think it's going to be in December. Because we're getting Mandalorian in December. So
I don't know.
That's why, because I don't think they want Star Wars to compete with Marvel. They want them both to do well. And they don't want fans to have to choose. The reality is fans would love to be able to watch, Mandalorian on Saturdays and, Marvel on Fridays, Mandalorian on Saturdays, Star Wars on Saturdays.
That would make sense.
And they could. And it would be the smart thing to do. And I'm sure it's what they're eventually going to do. They're going to do the Netflix thing where Netflix has something new literally every day, but I think they're going to do it more structured.
That's fine and fair. I mean,
where they're not saturating the market. Because how many Netflix originals have you never fucking seen because they released 6 and 7 of them in one fucking day, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck to watch, and half your shit's crap. Well, you don't have Netflix, but you get my point.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back for Seven Deadly Sins, and I didn't know about Seven Deadly Sins until November of last year, and it's on season 4, and I'm like,
because it got buried by the 80 other fucking things that Netflix released.
Right.
I think that their flagship shows are going to be big things, but they're going to pepper a little stuff in, and they're going to do it smart. I think the goal is to make it to where you can watch something new every week.
Right. And I hope that there's some.
What?
Sorry, that caught my attention.
It's the trailer for the new.
Yeah,
episode.
I know, but I don't know if you.
I don't watch them. I saw it, but I don't watch them. It's not working.
No, it is. It's just very slow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna show that.
Well,
okay.
Stop.
Yep. No.
Back to the
done.
show.
Yep. Back to the show. We talking about this?
Yeah, we can talk about it. We
Okay.
haven't talked about it.
Whoop. So
Now we owe them money because we used their article.
yeah, I know, right? Sorry, IGN.
I'm not sorry. Fuck them.
Oh, okay. So Power Rangers Dino Fury. It staggers me on how many different iterations of Power Rangers we've been through. Like Super Sentai in general.
To be fair, we're not actually using their article. We watched the trailer. That's what we're talking about here.
Yes.
We don't need their article at all.
No. It's just a headline is all we wanted. We can have the cast, but the only downside is that they put their watermark on
we
it.
watched the fucking
Yeah.
actual Nickelodeon trailer. I don't even know why we have the goddamn article.
You're right.
Nickelodeon dropped trailer for the new Power Rangers show. It's much of the same and kind of the concept of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. And they do add a little bit more CG than usual, but I'm not mad. I'm never mad at
still big suits,
big suits,
fun
big
explosions for no reason.
Megazords. But I like how this is like their 5th iteration of dinosaurs, which is kind of interesting. I'm not mad at it.
Kids like dinosaurs.
Kids like dinosaurs.
Adults like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs are fun.
Dinosaurs are fun.
I saw a fun
Clever
little
girl.
cartoon that said, well, this really messes things, or this really changes things, or makes things difficult, or something like that. And there's 2 archaeologists staring into a hole that they dug, and it's a T-Rex, and he had bitten down on a spaceship, and there's like a dead alien head hanging out of it.
That does cause a little bit of problems.
It complicates things.
We started with dinosaurs, and then we went into fast cars. Because it went from dinosaurs into Turbo. Was Turbo the second one? No, Turbo I think was 3rd. Oh, there's like 26. So your guess is as good.
Wasn't
as
there animals at 1.2?
There was just regular animals, and then there was samurai, and there was ninja specifically, and then there was bugs. They wanted to kind of do the.
Did you watch the movie? The
ooze?
The one where they tried to take a serious tone.
Turbo?
No, it was just
I don't
Power
know.
Rangers movie. It had Elizabeth Banks as the bad guy.
Okay.
The bad woman.
I caught a glimpse of it. I have not seen it, but I heard it was
I
heard it was bad.
It got ripped so bad that they're rebooting it.
Ew.
Because people did not like it. I'm down for a more serious take and higher budget and all that, but you also have to respect it. And it came off very much like with the trailer I watched, they were all like they're the kids that are in detention and they don't really like each other and whatnot. And it's like no, they're supposed to be like the smart
teens with attitude.
Yeah, they're like doing teams with attitude, but it's like they were always like the kids that did like the extracurricular activities and stuff like that. But in their spare time, they kicked butt. It was like you can be smart and strong, not you have to be a fucking delinquent to kick ass.
Yeah, Yeah. That would have been bad. Ugh.
I don't know. I didn't.
We want the one that does meth. Thanks, Zordon.
It didn't scream to me. And then what's his name? Him on my box right up there. I can't remember his name.
Zordon.
You just said it. Was Walter White. I'm spacing on the actor's name. You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
Bryan Cranston.
Cranking.
Bryan Cranston. He was Zordon in it, which I thought was interesting.
Apparently he didn't do bad.
You know who I would want? The guy that plays Kingpin.
Ooh, yeah. I would go for that.
Yeah. So, all right, what we got next?
Bam.
Static Shock.
Yo, real talk. I'm excited for this. If everything works out
So,
the way we're wanting. For future.
HBO Max added a few things that I didn't realize. Justice League is on there.
Yeah.
No.
The animated?
The cartoon.
That's fine.
Justice League Unlimited is on there. So I got to watch my Question episodes.
Cool.
So that's what I watched last night. Batman the Animated Series we knew about. They even added like an old school Aquaman. I didn't see the Superman adventure, which kind of upsets me because, or Batman, not Superman adventure, Superman the animated series, because that's like the only front thing from the animated universe that's not there. Then
Really?
It's like the one break in it. I think they took Batman Ninja off, so I'm hoping they put that back because I didn't get to sit down and watch it. But I was like, there's no Static Shock
For now.
and hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm tired of Static getting the shaft.
Yeah.
His comics always get canceled. His show got canceled. He's only kind of popped up for special episodes of Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited type stuff. He hasn't been given another chance at a show. They're fighting to try to make a movie with Michael B. Jordan, which I like Michael B. Jordan, but I'm worried he's getting up there to be playing a high school kid. Not that he's old. I'm just like, why do we have a almost 30-something-year-old man playing high school children?
Right.
I love Static. He's honestly one of my favorite DC characters, and I'm tired of him getting the shaft. And so last night I started a tweet, typing up a tweet. It was gonna be day one of tweeting at HBO Max to add until they add Static Shock, and I was gonna do a different image from the show every day, and I was going to at Phil Lamar and all of them. Then I stopped and went, wait a minute, let me do some research before I put my foot in my mouth. February 15th, Static Shock. All the seasons will hit HBO Max. So we've got...
So foot and mouth avoided.
Foot and mouth avoided. We've got a week and 1 day, and we will have Static Shock.
Right on.
And this makes me stupid excited. I have not been able to watch this show since I was a kid. I have watched, like, bad, grainy versions on YouTube because they always get pulled down. And because the DVDs are the volumes, and they only did 2 volumes, which barely covered, like, the first season. So you can't even actually buy the show. So we'll finally be able to sit down and watch Static Shock.
Good.
I fucking love this show. I love this character. And this makes me so goddamn happy.
One of the very few DC characters I like.
Yeah, you're not a big DC fan.
No. Like, there are maybe 6 characters I like in total for the entire DC universe.
Question on that list?
Questions on that list.
Just making sure.
Yeah, I know.
Just as I thought.
Yeah.
32 flavors.
He's a very interesting... He does things in an unorthodox manner, but he still gets it done, and he's just like, I just kind of want to go... I'm going to go dumpster dive. Bye.
Peanut butter sandwiches for dinner. Do you go through my trash? Please. Go through everybody's trash.
Yeah, he's an interesting individual.
The plastic things on the ends of shoelaces are called aglix. Their true purpose is sinister.
I want to know what their true purpose is.
Topically applied fluoride does not help tooth decay. It does make tooth detectable by satellites.
Conspiracy theory meets superpower. What?
It's amazing. And the whole concept of A will always be A. He's ready to fucking strangle Lex Luthor to death to make sure Superman doesn't kill him and get the bad rap. It's all just so great. That entire bit that they give him in Unlimited, it's a couple, and he's like dating Huntress and whatnot. And she calls him and she's talking to him about like how she's worried about Black Canary, and then goes, so what are you wearing? And he goes, blue overcoat, fedora. And she goes, you're terrible at this. Orange socks.
Orange? Where do you buy orange socks?
I don't know. He's voiced by Combs in that. So Reanimator. We had you watch Reanimator, right? Okay. Hey, who's gonna believe a talking head? Get a job at a sideshow. Him. He's the one voicing the question, and it's fucking perfect.
Oh, it seems like he would be.
Yeah. The question needs his own fucking show. Like, I think what they should do is the DC universe needs to, stop and then kind of take a breather and try to make an actual universe, or maybe even, turn into Arrow a little bit more. But then what you need is like just an online web series, just couple minute long things, and it's the question connecting shit that he's noticing across the Justice League adventures and shit like that.
Why not?
Doesn't even need to be a full fucking movie. Just a little thing like that would be amazing and perfect for the character.
Oh yeah. And then he goes, like, he has little snippets that would just seem very strange for him just to say out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
So the other thing that was added this month, we just got a new movie. It's one of the theatrical premieres because it's premiering on HBO Max here, but also premiering in theaters. Trying to find it real quick. It's got Denzel Washington. The Little Things. So it's Denzel Washington, and I can't remember his name, but the actor that just played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, he's also one of the new Bond villains.
Raheem something. Or
yeah. And I'm like, oh, this sounds amazing. We can stream it until the 28th of February. The only thing stopping me from doing this is Jared Leto's the main part.
Rami Malek.
There you go. So Jared Leto's a big part of it, and it honestly immediately made me not want to watch the film.
Oh.
So.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, we tried.
All right, moving on.
Something that you really want.
You covered this desk in Spider-Man shit.
You're right.
I want this one added. The problem is he's $200 fucking.
Yeah, he's a little pricey. But he does have a lot of interesting things, such as a pure premium silicone suit, some high color LCD eyes, motion activated sensors, state-of-the-art speech recognition, and a full frequency range speaker.
And the eyes, they squint and everything.
Blink.
Yeah. And then he's got an app that works with him, and there's all kinds of different things you can do. He can motion sense you. You can pick him up and shake him around. He seems like a lot of fun. He's got some fun jokes. I mean, it's definitely geared towards kids. Some of the responses are a lot smaller. But there's a guy on TikTok with it, and so this was brought to my attention because Lauren saw the TikTok and immediately sent me the Amazon page. Was like, look at this. He seems like fun. The one thing I want is I want to buy the Deadpool head and buy him and make them interact. But I know that's not going to happen. But could you imagine?
Yeah.
He's a fun little thing. He would go right here on the desk, and he would become part of the show. So,
Whoops, some bad guys.
Whoops, some bad guys.
Whoops, some bad guys.
Alrighty. So yeah, a fun little tech toy thing, and just sadly extremely pricey.
We watched a trailer.
We watched a couple trailers, and this is the one that stood out to us.
Yeah. Because you had made mention that Exorcist horror movies
Not my bag.
Not your bag anymore. But this one kind of gives a bit of a Constantine feel.
A little bit.
Because it's a guy who's literally going under an underpass going, put this on. You look like a priest. And he's, walking over to someone who's wearing like an old ratty hoodie and kind of gives off the okay, you're possessed look.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a jarring thing because you don't really see that. You usually get the inside the nice looking home with the young girl tied up to a bed going,
tainted by the devil coming in thing. Power of Christ compels you. Does it, Jay? Does it compel me? Yeah, let me tell you, it's not very compelling.
Nice argument, but let me just spin my head around and start vomiting on your shoes.
I'm tearing up laughing.
But Seventh Day, Guy Pearce. It looks.
I actually really like Guy Pearce. So this kind of.
It looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. We were just it was the last thing on our little on the visual news.
Yeah.
And it forgot to mute it. It showcased a young boy who murdered, death, killed, and it in the interrogation room he spins around a pencil and it's like, oh no, now he's evil. What is this?
I don't think that's legit.
You don't think that's legit?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to take a quick peek. Hang on. Everybody just...
Who's it posted by?
Huh?
What's it posted by?
Mode Marvelous?
Yeah, I don't think that's legit.
Fan made trailer.
Fan made. There you go.
But, I mean, I would like to have Spider-Gwen in the actual...
Yeah, it's going to take time.
It's going to take a little bit of time.
I think we'll probably get a lot of Spider shit coming up because this deal is being extended by Sony and Marvel. And Marvel, I think, is realizing we need to do it all and put it all out now, because if we don't,
it's gonna be bad.
Sony will cancel it before we get to do everything we want. So that's another fan made thing, I think.
Yep, concept.
So
damn,
there's nothing new announced for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
we've talked about everything that there's been. All right, that's our week.
That's our week.
Oop, I punched the mic again. I don't understand my malfunctions.
I don't either.
My hair's feathery, and that's all I got going for me.
I'm a little bit buzzed off of the amount of caffeine I've had today, so I'm about the same.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you like, subscribe, review, tell a friend, tell an enemy, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. Just don't follow us in person, please. Please don't follow us in person. But yeah, put out the word for some good coffee. Check out those guys there at Geek Grind. You switched the image, so I was putting the wrong way. Geek Grind. Check out the games we talked about earlier. Home Bundle. Yeah.
Just point at the screen. Just point at the camera. Just point at the camera. You're automatically pointing at them.
I choose you.
There you go.
I want you to play Humble Bundle.
I choose you.
All right.
Any coffee puns?
No. The most I can say is it'll be a cold day in hell before I drink this again.
That's a cold day in hell to be a cold brew.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.